Yo, what's good, everybody? And thank you for tuning in to another Tyler Perry's Divorce Sistas review. If this is your first time coming to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning family member, then you already know what it is and what it always will be. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell somebody to tell somebody if you choose to. But if not, just sit back, relax while we get into this messy thing. Now, y'all see the thumbnail. So y'all know we talking about NAOMI and Geneva specifically. The thumbnail is really talking about what about your friends. And when I was thinking about coming up with this video, I instantly thought about the lyrics to TLC's What About Your Friends. That's one of my favorite songs by them. But let me read y'all this. TLC said, what about your friends? Will they stand their ground? Will they let you down? What about your friends? Are they going to be low down? Will they ever be around? Or will they turn their backs on you? Baby, if that ain't Geneva #1, okay? And in a close second, NAOMI #2. Because what the hell happened in last week's episode, baby, we have to discuss. We have to discuss what is happening, what has happened. I'm going to deal with Geneva first. Y'all know I like dealing with Geneva first of all. When Geneva told Tiffany, whatever it is that you need to find out about Javon, you'll find out when you need to find out. Trick, what? Now, there is a huge discrepancy, and I love when fandom get, fiery about something. First of all, I'm going to go on record and say, after reading some comments, just not under my channel, on other people's channel, and, on some of these fan pages on social media, I'm glad I never ran into some of y'all as friends, because we would have fought. Okay, we would have fought. Secondly, it lets you see the type of friend that you are. I'm the type of friend where, and everybody takes friendship differently. Everyone views friendship differently. And I respect that, and I get that. I just probably won't be able to hang with some of y'all. When it comes to friendship, I am protective of those who I love. I am protective of those who are in my circle. I am that friend. So if you not, I am that friend, baby. If I know your man or your woman cheating on you, I'm going to tell you. And what you do with that information is solely up to you. But it would never be where, oh, Allie, at least you didn't tell me, so you knew about it. I ain't that friend. I'm going to tell you, you can get pissed if you want, get mad if you want. I don't give a damn. That is not something that I can hold. I can't watch people that I love just go through things, and I know that I can maybe not alleviate it, but I can shed some light on, what the situation is. And that's just me. So when Geneva said that to Tiffany, I was like, girl, what are we talking about? It's the fact that we are watching Tiffany get deeper and deeper in like and lust with Javon, so much so that she's even contemplating on having sex with this man. And I don't blame her for that. There are some people who believe that Tiffany should be able to read the room. I'm not even going to hold y'all. I agree that she should be able to read the room. But let's deal with reality. Tiffany is a woman who has been divorced for 3 years. She has not entertained a man. Her whole thing has been getting herself together financially, putting her daughter through college, because her ex-husband is not giving a dime towards anything. So much, in fact, she is paying this man alimony when it appears to us that he is the one who was unfaithful in their marriage. Why is she paying alimony? Whole nother story for a whole nother day, because we don't know that entire story. The very first episode of Divorce Sistas, we find a Geneva telling Tiffany that she needs to get back out there, that she needs to date, that she needs to get them cobwebs off her friend and just enjoy life. You've been divorced for 3 years, sis. Get back out there. Don't worry about it. We gonna help you find someone. This was Geneva first episode. Fast forward, now this heifer acting funny. What you acting funny for, Geneva? And Tiffany, anytime that Javon's name is brought up in conversation, there is an instant whiff of cold wind that is coming from Geneva. Tiffany, I'm going to need you to pick up on that. I do believe that Tiffany is aware of something, but I also believe that Tiffany has such a high level of respect for Geneva that she's not even expecting that this woman had an affair on William. And sometimes, and I'm one of them people, I love my friends, I love my family, but I don't put anything past anyone. We are all liable to do some effed up things, actions, as well as mess over people in the process. We are all capable of doing that. But I don't believe that Tiffany believes that Geneva would do it, even though we do all reserve the right to be capable of it. And I think that's another thing that's blocking Tiffany's vision. Yeah, it's something there with Javon, but I don't think my friend would cheat on her husband. I don't think that she would have a whole affair. I don't think that she would be in love with this man and watch me fall for him. Nah, she wouldn't do me like that. I believe that Tiffany is living within that delusion. And I'm going to say, not calling her delusional, but the delusion of you just sometimes you can't put people on a pedestal, put people in their proper position. Everybody is liable to do something. That's just the way I look at things. And I could be wrong about my perspective, but that's how I choose to live my life. Yes, you trust. Yes, you believe and you hope for the best, but just don't go in it blindly like that where you're not, hey, you acting a little funny. Because you act a little funny around me, I'm telling you, I'm calling it out. What's going on? Every time this man come around, you get different with me. You've been getting short with me. You ignore me. You ignore my texts. You ignore my phone calls. Since when did we start doing that? So I'm going to need Tiffany to be a little bit more assertive when it comes to Geneva. But I must say, I'm enjoying how she's handling it right now. It is a show, so I know we can't get everything all at the same time. But to me, Geneva is a horrible friend. But I'm going to pause on Geneva right quick, and I'm going to get over to Naomi. What Naomi did in this past week's episode, I have no words for it. It instantly made me think about Danny from the original Sistas. And I'm one of those people where things happen. You may be in a bad mood. You may not have the right energy around you. But when I think about Naomi, you have friends who have put whatever they're going through on the side to come and see you. Naomi is mad at Rashida because, oh, now you want to see me? You went to the hospital first. Girl, go to hell. And it's not all about you. I have a life too. The fact that Rashida didn't even let Naomi know what her night was, what she had experienced, what she was going through, it said enough. And I've always believed that Rashida is such a great friend to all of them. However, she doesn't get that back in return. Naomi went around the room to tell these women about themselves. But to me, the one that stung the absolute most was when she got to Rashida to talk about her husband and the possibility of him having an affair or, being with Myron. It felt as if Naomi really wanted to hurt Rashida because she feels abandoned as a friend. It was one day and you were in jail and you had Geneva and Tiffany who slept at the police station waiting for your simple ass to get released. Now, Naomi was my girl. I was riding for Naomi. But after that scene, I just have issues with people who intentionally try to break their friends emotionally. I have a strong disdain for that. I can't stand it. And that's exactly what her character did. Now, I am curious to see what type of accountability takes place now that you have released these words to your friends. Do your friends get a genuine apology, or do we just go about our day and leave Naomi to her devices and say, oh, that's just her? I don't want to see that. We see that enough on the original Sistas. I don't want to see it here. She said some hurtful things. She said some things that really penetrated the core, especially to Rashida after what she just experienced the day before and earlier that day. And then to have something like that, brushed back into her face. Naomi, it would have took everything in me not to backhand her. You either got two options. Either I'm going to backhand you and knock a couple teeth out, and y'all, I'm not violent. I promise you I'm not. But you know yourself. That's why I have certain people in my circle and certain people I don't. When it comes to certain situations, I try not to get upset or mad because I know me. Temper ain't really, thank the Lord for God. You know what I'm saying? Because without God, I'll probably be in prison because my fuse go from 0 to 100 in 0.3 seconds. It's not a game. So I try to practice patience. I try to practice, you know what, is this worth it? You know what, Alicia, it's not. Forget it. Should you respond? You want to, but is it worth it? Nah, girl, leave it alone. And I do that because I know me. It ain't gonna be good. So Naomi, two things gotta happen, sis. I either gotta backhand you, knock a couple teeth out, take you to the dentist, we'll be good, or we're no longer friends. Those are the only. That sounded bad as I hear myself saying it, but that's where I am with it. I'm being honest, letting y'all know where I come from. That's just what it is. I felt that Naomi, it's hard for me when Tyler write these shows and you're talking about sisterhood. It's hard for me to consider them sisters when things like that happen. It's hard for me to consider them friends when things like that happen. Now, maybe when we're 20 years old, 18, 19, and we're just being reckless with our mouths. And I'm not saying that certain things doesn't happen when you get older in age, because it does. But when that tends to be your default, and we have watched Naomi do this in multiple episodes. We watched her do it with Tiffany. You know, your divorce wasn't nearly as bad as mine. I don't give a damn. I still got divorced. I still was hurt. I still was betrayed. Period. We've seen her do it to Bridget several times, talking about what Bridget does not have and her lack, because you got this big house and you got millions of dollars. And now we've seen her do it with Geneva. Yeah, they just had a moment. Now it's your husband and his 5-inch penis, and we know he ain't hitting it. Like, that may be true, but ma'am, that's not your place to say, and you don't even know that. And I'm gonna come. Matter of fact, let me deal with Geneva on that. There are a lot of men who don't have a big penis, okay? And they are fulfilling their woman or their women or whoever they may be with. Just because you have a big penis don't mean nothing. Just because you have a small penis, it does not mean anything. But it's the mere fact that you have exposed this information to your friends, that every time your husband walk in the room, they like, oh, that go 5-inch William. And see, I know me, and I'm only saying that because don't tell me no mess like that. Because the way my imagination is set up and the way that I think, that's what I'm saying every time he walks in the room. Girl, that go 5-inch William right there. I'm not verbally saying it, but it's in my mind. Okay, that is sacred information. No one should know what your man packing. Okay, and definitely don't tell somebody trifling, because what they gonna want to try it. Keep that stuff to y'all, ladies. I'm telling you. With your friends, I was that person. Whether I acted on it or not, you tell me something about your man and what, okay. Especially back in college days, girl, keep that information to yourself. You don't really know the minds and the mindset of people. Leave it alone. But Geneva, you wrong for telling them that. When it comes to Rashida, I was really shocked because it seems like Naomi really respects Rashida and really sets her apart than the other friends. And to watch her take pleasure in hurting her, to watch her take pleasure in Rashida breaking down, that put a horrible taste in my mouth when it comes to the character of Naomi. However, I ain't giving her no pass, but I definitely have to see her do something because of what she has done. And so we'll see Thursday on what that is. But yeah, what about your friends? And then friends, how many of us have them? Friends, ones you can depend on. I'm like, baby, Rashida, you take Bridget and y'all get on, because Geneva trying to pull you into her trifling ways, some what we gonna do about Tiffany. I'm sleeping with one man, and that's my husband. Geneva, you find out what you gonna do, because you obviously you pop your legs open every now and then for William, but you want to keep them things cock diesel for Javon. They ain't got nothing to do with me. What you mean we, baby? We ain't French. It's you. Solo. Girl. Oh, Lord. But you know what, though? Even with all of that, I am so enjoying Divorce Sistas way more than the OG sisters. And I think just simply because there are so many different ways these stories can go, and it's fresh content, and in a sense it's higher stakes, because there you have children, you have churches, you have so many things attached to you that if you make a wrong decision, it can be a snowball effect and affect so many other things. But I'm enjoying the ride. They ain't pissing me off yet. And I hope they don't, but they probably will. They ain't pissing me off yet. I'm enjoying the ride. I really am enjoying the ride. So I want to thank you guys. And you know what, this PS, you know what I'm saying? Also, check y'all friend circle. You know what I'm saying? Assess them women. Assess them men. Please. Because you just never know. I'm just saying. Treating them friendships like a car. Sometimes you need to tune up. Sometimes you need the oil change. Sometimes you need to replace them brakes. So when them things start to squeak, pay attention. That's all I'm saying. That's a little free game. I want to thank you guys for listening. Until next time, I will holler at y'all later. And y'all be safe out there. One.